It's about to go down.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Bolo Biggs, aka Short Shirts. I can see your belly, dude. Anyways, I just got back, had dinner with my daughter. Hold on 1 second. I'm airplane. I take two. Sorry about that, guys. There was an airplane flying over. I'm over by the airport. Anyways, it's your boy Bolo, aka the guy that hasn't seen his toes in 18 years, Biggs. So today I only have a short period, but I gotta get in compliance with DMV so I can get the car registered. Oh, great news! I got insurance. It's with AIS. I got it off of a skoolie forum, skoolie.net. Great place to get resource information from. Keep that, save that on your computer, skoolie.net. And the insurance company that I highly recommend is AIS. They deal with skoolie conversions. Even pre-built, they will insure you. Once it's fully built, you resubmit everything and they lower your premium. Just to give you an idea, mine is about $600 a year. So it's about, what's it? Let me do the math. Let me use my Asian scale. 50 bucks a month. Basically, all I gotta do is skip one breakfast and I'm good. So my insurance is good. I gotta take the stop sign off, the rear flashers and the front flashers and all the stickers to be in compliance with my state, and get it registered. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, if not the next day. But let me knock out a few things, and I also work by the train tracks. If y'all heard that, let me knock out a few things. Hopefully I have some good tips and helpful suggestions. But hang tight. Okay, check it out. If you guys are not familiar with the stop sign, like I'm not, looks like the first surface is just two force bolts that you need to take off. I'm gonna go ahead and start with that and take it from there, and I'll show you step by step. So you and I are doing this for the first time. You gotta have the right tools. I love using the impact gun. Comes right out. I don't got. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's inside. Love using this. You can bust open a lot of things. Boom. So that's that. Got the bolts off. Let's just, whoop. Hope I don't need that again. I'm not gonna let it hang for too long, but basically just two sets of wires going to each of the flashers. So it looks like I'm just gonna have to cut it here at some point, but I'm gonna see if I can pop that on something and then address this part a little bit more. Looks like just a few bolts holding it together, but I don't want to disconnect anything without investigating it first. As I started to take, mine has a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here to take off the right side. So now I need to take off this one and that one, and it should come right off because I'm feeling it right here, and it's not as tight on this side. So it's pretty much these two. Okay, so you guys are actually gonna hear me talk about using the right tools a lot. So I didn't know this until probably about 5 or 10 years ago. These Phillips, I thought they were all the same. These actually come in different size heads. I believe the one I'm using is either a 2 or a 3. It's very important, guys. That's how screws get stripped. If you find yourself using the wrong screwdriver, even if it's not the power drill, you will strip some shit. Stop what you're doing. Don't waste your time. You're gonna get frustrated. Again, I talk about frustration a lot. It's discouraging. Use the proper tools, guys. If I use the smaller one, I strip the head or my drill bit. So. Okay, guys, I took that screw out and that screw out, and I was right. It just comes off. It does have some adhesive, but look at all those damn wires. Let me look at that real quick. So you don't really need to strip it by too much. Let me show you there compared to my sausage fingers. But that's enough there, and you just twist the cap on. So that's pretty much how I finished it off. When you put the electrical tape on, I only had red, but start on the cap to hold it down, go around a few times, and then work your way down and then kind of over down to about half an inch or so past the cap. I forget the name of it, but I'm calling it cap right now. And then make sure you cover the cap again. But you want to finish off on the wire, because that's where it usually starts to come loose at. Just pull it real tight and just wrap it and finish it off. But I always finish on the wire just because it sticks so much better. I'm gonna finish the rest of them off real quick, guys. When I work with tape, I like to have them ready to go, just because you want to be fumbling around and dropping shit, especially if you're working by yourself. So I just pre-cut mine. Makes the job a lot easier. Okay, guys, so I pushed all my wires in there, and I did it one wire at a time, just to be on the safe side so I don't knock anything loose. This is the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off with the Phillips, and I'll clean that up here, heat it up and peel it off nicely. So these are the holes that are left behind, and that big one. So you're probably wondering what I'm gonna do with those holes. I've seen a lot of folks, they've used sheet metal, they've used Bondo, they've used several different techniques. The one technique I have not seen people do with small holes like that is rivet. Rivets come in all different shapes and size. It's a super tight seal. You don't have to fuck with them again. You don't have to worry about it being knocked loose or anything like that. My suggestion is find the right size rivet. They do come in several different sizes. Dip them in silicone or any kind of sealant that you know is gonna last. Window caulk. Put it in, use your gun to pull it out, and it'll snap into place. You got a snug fit. I kid you not. I use it on my boat all the time when I have issues. But the big hole, this big hole, I am actually gonna tape off with some industrial or weatherproof tape, because I want to use that hole later. I'm actually gonna make it a little bit bigger, and you guessed it, I'm gonna use it for my my shore power plug. I'm gonna have to cut it a little bit bigger, but that's where it's going in. I mean, why make any more holes than you need to? A lot of places that you pull up into, it's always gonna fall right about the middle of your vehicle anyways. I don't see many that plugs right into the back. There are some at these campsites, but go through the side. The hole's already there. Pay me later on that one. Actually, I'm gonna give you a free pass, free tip. All right, so before I gotta move away from the cut. Before I get trolled on, I just want y'all to know I actually did, once I disconnected the wires, I did actually started it up before I started taping it, just to make sure that the vehicle started right up and nothing crazy happened. I heard on some of the other videos, once you start disconnecting emergencies type of shit, your vehicle won't start. That wasn't the case with mine. I apologize to the trolls in advance that I didn't check before I taped everything up, but I did. Fuckers. Ow, mother trucker. Alright, so I went ahead and wiped it down because there was a lot of dirt access. Damn, my lips is shiny. Anyways, I went ahead and wiped it down. I don't have rivets big enough for these holes. If you see here, it kind of comes out a little bit. I want to grind that down to a smooth surface and address that before I put any rivets in, because it's kind of bulging out a little bit. You don't want to, I mean, you might want to take maybe a little hammer and tap it in slowly, but I want to address that. I'm not going to bore you guys with a little tape action. So before moving on, I just, in case those that don't understand what I was talking about as far as rivets, so these are rivets. Well, this is what makes a rivet. You see there are two different sizes, but I need a bigger one that has a larger circumference that will fit these holes. This one actually probably will work for this hole. So what you want to do is clean out the hole, make it flat, get rid of that accessory. Dip this in silicone or sealant, whatever works for you. Whatever the an expert suggests. I don't know right now off the top of my head. I work with so many different products. I'll probably figure out which one I use best. But what you want to do is use that. I switched to a smaller one, by the way. So what you want to do is put that in there, flush, and there's a tool that goes on top of this, and it pulls it, and it pulls the back of this through the hole, but it won't come through the hole. What it does is it pops off because it's pulling it through, and it leaves behind a rivet. Similar to this, but this has a different head to it, but same concept. I'll show you just a walkthrough. This is what the tool is that grabs this this needle piece. You slip it on all the way, and it's so hard to do with one hand, but basically you put it on and you squeeze. Basically what you do is you slip it on and you squeeze, motherfucker. Basically you slip it on all the way in, you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and what it does is it pulls that out, pops it, and leaves behind a rivet. I'll show you that in a different episode, or when I'm ready to do that. But I'm pretty much going to do it all around the bus that has a hole that I don't feel like patching. Again, use a good sized rivet that's going to fit it and leave behind a good clean surface that will cover whatever hole you have. Dip it in silicone or whatever. God, I hope by the time I do this I'll have something figured out for you guys. I'm sorry I keep repeating myself, but this is the easiest way to clean up a hole. Not sure why I didn't see it on any of the videos. Hopefully that helps. So for now, all I did was use my electrical tape. I found some white ones, and I just taped up my holes, stretched the tape out a little bit so that it pulls tight. The reason why I went ahead and used this was because I'm a fucking genius. No, I ran out of tape, and it actually worked out well because I was able to stretch the tape over the little hump, and it sealed real well. One other thing is it's going to be easy to take the tape back off later, but it's going to serve its purpose. I would think I've used it in outside before, in outside. God, I'm fabulous. But it's going to be easy to take off pretty much, and it's going to work. So, but I would suggest doing that until the rivets come into play. Working on the bus again. So what have I done? Started taking the flashing lights out. You know, the ones they turn on for the kids who get on the bus or get off the bus. I already removed the other two, realized I wasn't doing a video. So I'm working on this side. My fiberglass is cracking, so I got to address that. So the lights are pretty basic to take out. Now, even though they have, I think, like 6 or 8 holes in them, there's only 4 that actually holds on. There's that fucking bus. Okay, so even though there's like 6 or 8 holes in your lights, only 4 of them, well, mine, only 4 of them are actually that goes into the fiberglass. The rest of them hold the lens on the housing. And this piece here, the eyelid, there's actually only 3 holes in that. It goes on the bus, and then the lens and housing goes above, over that, and then the screws, 3 screws hold that together onto the bus, which also holds the housing for your lights. But they're pretty straightforward. You just take the 4 out. Straightforward. You get 1 up here, 1 down here, 1 to the side, and the other 1 to the side. Do not take these off. They just hold the lens onto the housing in case you want to, well, I'm not sure how the fuck they do it actually. It's kind of stupid. But it does hold the lens onto the housing. They should have just eliminated this or put something on there so that people don't fuck with it. But it was pretty easy. Once you take the housing off, all you do is snip the wires, put a nut on it, tape it, and push it back into your into the back of the wall there. But this is what it looks like. It has a gasket. You just remove that with a razor or by hand or whatever. And then there's another rubber gasket that's half of a gasket that holds this in place for water leaks and such. Now, even though I said it was straightforward, it doesn't mean I didn't have any issues. 2 screws so far I had issues with. They were pretty rusty. I don't know, man. I'm freaking... English was not my first language. And it doesn't help that you grew up in the fucking hood. I don't know. Anyways, so I did have trouble with 2 of them. They were pretty rusted. God. So the way I addressed that, I went in from the bus from the back. And all I took was a vice grip. And I snipped it down real tight. Not snip it. I tightened it real tight. So I wouldn't lose grip of the screw. And all I did was back it out from the inside, coming this way. And once you get it out partially, you can address it then. You can cut it, you can assist it along. But usually once you get it out that far, the screw itself will point out far enough that you can grip it from this side. I hope that helps you guys a little bit, but you're always gonna run into little obstacles. But I didn't want to just take the lights out and show you a fucking hole. It's simply no point. I'm not here to show off. But yeah, I'm gonna knock this one out. Again, once you take them off. Oh, sorry. The main reason why I'm taking it out, because I am trying to register my vehicle and I want to be legal, inspected and everything. And these lights need to be deactivated, so I'm not gonna have fucking lights up there if I can't use them. So what I'm gonna do at some point is cover that up just so the rain doesn't get to it, and I'll address it later. But what I'm gonna end up doing is getting my buddy to cut me some sheet metal, and I'm gonna put holes in it that line up with these and probably a few more, and I'm just gonna rivet. Motherfucker, I'm trying to do a goddamn video. Plane, trains, and automobiles, man, that's where I work. So I'm gonna hit them up with rivets. Cock them. I'm gonna caulk that inside, put my disc, my sheet metal disc onto it, just so for weather protection. Of course I'm gonna paint it and all that good stuff and make sure it doesn't get corroded or rusty down the road. Then I'm gonna hit the motherfucker with the rivets, and then I'm gonna clean it up. But that's gonna probably be a few episodes from now. Right now I just want to get in compliance, so I'm gonna knock these loose. I'll probably add some shit to this video later. Damn, this light make me look good. But once you get the screws out, I left one in just to hold this up. This is the eyelid I was talking about. It's held in by 3 holes, just like that. But that comes off. So trying to give you guys some shortcuts, not shortcuts, but what to be aware of when it comes up. Make sure you hold on to the housing. It will not fall out because of your wires, but you don't want to fuck that up. So from this ladder, so when I tie my lines, well, I'm sorry, after I put, so one other thing, guys, when I finish cutting them, I put a twist nut on them. I'm gonna tape this just so it doesn't come off by accident. The 2 wires that came out of this one here, I tied them together just so I can identify them. Now, real quick, also, this light is in the 1 position. I consider this inside to be the 2nd position. I taped this with 1 piece of tape, rather be electrical tape or whatever, so I can identify it later. This one, I put 2 pieces of tape. That way I know it's in the 2nd position. And I also tie this together like this, so I can identify them later. I didn't have any labels on me, or I would have done it that way, but at least I know what position they are in case I want to reuse them later, or just because I can't identify them. These were the shitty screws that were holding the light assembly in. See how the head's all jacked up and shit? And this one I had a tough time with. You can see it's kind of bent. So what I did was I twisted it from the inside and I wiggled it back and forth. And since it was on fiberglass, since that shit was on fiberglass, I was able to pull it back and forth and it slipped right out. Pretty shitty build if you ask me, but whatever. I guess not meant for to be tugged on. I'm not too worried about the fact that the hole is now a little bit bigger, because I'm gonna clean that up later and hit that motherfucker with a rivet. Damn, why did I need to cuss there? I mean, seriously, you need to work on your shit, Bolo. Shut the fuck up, Biggs. Anyways, yeah, I got nothing else. Talking, just be talking, really. People fucking around here probably looking at me like I'm fucking crazy, but holla. So last thing for this part, I'm gonna hit y'all with some knowledge, some simple shit that I bet you won't be doing or haven't done. I bag all my shit. Damn, that's some good fucking screws. Fuck wrong with you, dude? You're tired. Anyway, check it out. So I bag my shit. You can't even tell that shit screws in there, man. It's a good fucking Ziploc bag. Anyways, anytime I take off an assembly of any sort, I always put my my pieces in a Ziploc bag, sandwich bag, just so in case I have to go back or put the housing back or go back and just retrieve something, I know exactly what the fuck I took out. The reason why I like using the sandwich bags is it's easy to zip, what have you, but I can write on it with a Sharpie, put a piece of tape on it, but I usually just write directly onto the bag, and then I throw it in a bucket. Shit that I take apart, I put in a bucket. If they're big pieces, I put in a crate. Hey guys, so I just got in. Another exhausting day, even though the video won't show it. I'm still getting used to recording and putting shit together, editing and so on. I'm just kind of winging it. Like I always said from the beginning, I'm trying to give back to the YouTube van life, bus life community from all the videos I've seen. This is my way of giving back. So I'm just kind of winging it. Sorry if you guys think I'm doing it wrong, but I'm not gonna say I don't care, because that's kind of rude, but I don't care. You're never, ever gonna see me ask for likes and to subscribe. That's not what I'm here for. Okay, so just a recap on what I did today. I'm trying to get past inspection so I can get the vehicle registered, be legit with DMV. So that's why I'm attacking that, the lights and the stickers and so on. To me, those are more important than working on the floors and all this stuff. I did the seats, remember, to get insurance. Excuse me. And now I'm attacking the exterior so that I am in compliance, being that it's a school bus and all. So when I started this journey, I was gonna do it from beginning to end. Some of the videos I watch, again, great, thank you for them. But I'm not here to show what I think I'm gonna do, what I want to do, and then just show you the results. There's plenty of videos for that. If that was the case, I would just look at pictures. This video is supposed to help folks. These video series are supposed to help folks, seriously. Because I would appreciate it if somebody would have done that for me. That way you don't have to watch 20,000 different people and still scratch your head. So I'm trying to address issues, give helpful tips, and the struggles, along with, you know, some of the good results. But I could care less on watching videos and just hearing people talk about plans and things like that, and then just show you the results. Enough blabbing, I think that's the word. So the other day I took out the signage, finished the stickers, and now I had to attack the lights today. I only had like an hour of light to work with. So disconnecting the lights was pretty easy. Just basic cutting and tying the nuts to them. But I had a great idea while I was doing it. So the two lights up top are red and orange. Red and yellow, I guess. Orange, whatever. And they flash. So the lens that I took from the top and the housing, the assembly, were in great condition, so I'm gonna keep them for emergencies. But the two sets of lights that are on the back, one for brakes and one for signal, they're both red. So first off, I'm keeping these lenses because they're like fucking bomb, almost brand new. All I have to do is wipe it down. I'm gonna switch these lenses. I don't know what kind of bulbs or what kind of actions they actually do, so I'm gonna just take the lens and switch it out for my brake lights and my warning lights. But I am taking out the two red lens and replacing it with this for my signal. I thought it was a great idea. I don't know why they're both red, because on a lot of cars I see, well, they're usually, signals are usually orange, yellow, like that. So I don't know if I get in trouble. Fuck them. I don't think I will though. And they're, man, these lenses are in like bomb jiggity conditions though. So I thought that was pretty cool. So let's talk about another thing. I don't know if I addressed it in the video, but whenever you're cutting wires, guys, label those motherfuckers. Because when you look at them down the road, or when you actually start ripping shit apart and start building, you can be like, what the hell are those? Label your wires. Unless you're just completely eliminating them out the gate though. You don't want to tear down your ceiling and so on, and then you're like, shit, do I get rid of that? You already know because you labeled it. I know I'm missing some other shit. Man, I should write this shit down. I have such a bad memory. Fuck. Oh, so I'm sending my seats out to a buddy of mine so he can do some welding. He's gonna have to build a stand for it, kind of like a milk carton style, but not a full. It's just the framing of it. Because the one I currently have, once I switch out the seats, it actually sits about 2 or 3 inches too low. And I also need to make one for the bench, half a bench for my daughter, because those seats, remember, I got them as a gift. So hopefully he'll do it for free. Yeah, got my insurance, working on the inspection and registering the vehicle. I think I'm gonna be good to go. Then I can attack the damn floors and ceiling. But like I said, to me that's easy. Easy work is, you know, the attention to detail stuff, the insurance and so on. I think it's very more important actually than building it. Building to me is just, it's easy. But I'm always gonna show you guys each step of the way. Talking too much. Deuces, bye. Your boy out. See you on the flip side. Yeah, that's all I got. There's the goddamn plane again. Goddamn pilot going slow as shit. You need to be on the short bus, motherfucker. I wish I ain't cussed so much, y'all. I don't know, man. I heard my dad was a sailor. I don't know. He could have been. My mom never told me. I knew I came off the boat, fresh off the boat.